matcha that I'm always posting about. So I'm going to take the opportunity to make the matcha for you today, show you how to make a hot one, because Megan's here with me today on the camera and she wants a hot one. And
it's cold out.
It's perfect for the fall weather, but what I love about the drink also is that it's full of antioxidants. So it does have caffeine in it, so if you're trying to avoid caffeine, then you may want to avoid it, but most of us are going to partake in our caffeine beverages. And if you are, this is a good alternative to coffee because it has tons of antioxidants. And it's super easy and fun. I think we get intimidated by a lot of fancy drinks because we always have people make them fancy for us. But you can take back your money and your power by making these drinks at home. On a different day, I'll show you how to make a pumpkin latte too. So you can save that $5 if you want at Starbucks. I'm also going to be doing a little open demo for you with my new eye butter that smells like coffee. It's kind of funny enough. And also talking about clean skin from within really briefly. This guest that was currently on my podcast that you guys should definitely check out. And then also talking about this test that I'm very excited about that I'm going to take that's hopefully going to help me figure out some stuff about my health with the help of my dear friend Larissa Ness, who is an integrative health practitioner, and give me some insight as to how I can solve some things I need to work on that will also help improve my skin. So I got a lot of skincare tips for you today along with this little demo, so let's just cruise on over here if you want, Megan. Okay, so this is what I purchased at Costco because I was purchasing a different brand for about the same price, but I get about 100 times more when I buy this. And Megan actually told me about this. It's like $20 at Costco, and it's organic, so that's always nice. You want to look for that. And we have chosen honey, but if you're going to choose sugar, just make sure it's organic if possible. And then also recently, the spa doctor who was on my show introduced me to the monk fruit. So that's a natural raw alternative that's a really great, especially if you are diabetic. So for my friends out there that are on, borderline diabetic, whatever, you don't want to mess around with that. So this is a good alternative, and it's much better than agave syrup. So just FYI. So let's talk about if you're going to make it cold, because I'm taking extra steps because this is hot. But if you're going to make it cold, all you're going to do is literally, depending on what kind of milk you use, if you use a thinner milk like rice milk, you might just want to only use rice milk. But if you use almond milk or milk that's thicker, then you might want to cut it with a little water to make it a little thinner. This is totally up to you guys. This is totally up to your preference, okay? So if you do a cold one, all you do is put a little filtered water, make sure it's filtered, at the bottom of this, and then you're going to use the same technique I'm going to show you today with this little mixer. I recommend getting this, literally this is the most high maintenance thing you're going to have to do about making this drink, is buying this little mixer. It's well under $20 on Amazon. See how when I turn it on, it goes like this. But I'm telling you, if you make any drinks at home, you definitely want this. It's just going to make it taste so fancy and professional. So we have that, and so you mix a little water in your cup with, it'll tell you how much on the back, ½ teaspoon of matcha. You mix it together, the matcha and the water, literally, this is so easy. If you want your sugar, whatever sweetener, you mix it in there, that's fine also. And then you add your milk, and you can stir your milk, whisk it, or keep mixing it with your little mixer like this until it gets all really mixed and you don't have that concentration at the bottom, and that is it. Okay, so without further ado, let's make this thing. Okay, Denise, this one's for you because Denise asked me yesterday how to make a matcha, and I've had other people ask me too, not knowing what brand to use or saying I've made one before and it just doesn't taste good, and I'm like, well, mine tastes real good, so I'm going to show you how to make it. So I'm going to go with, Megan, you make yours all the time. Is that good? I do like half. I do with the directions.
Yeah, I do ½ teaspoon.
Okay, so we're just eyeballing this, but let's say that's ½ teaspoon. And then I feel so much pressure right now that I'm gonna make this drink wrong because you're standing there judging me.
No, I'm not.
So I'm gonna put a little hot water, just hot water from the kettle, or if you have, some type of hot filtered water, that's great. And I'm actually going to do maybe like 1/3 of a cup of water. You can do half and half if you want. And then I have some honey. So Megan wants honey. So Megan, do you like it really sweet or just a little sweet?
A little bit.
Okay. So that's a little bit for me. Let's see what that tastes like later. So whenever I had my first matcha, literally this is what it looks like. Whenever I had my first matcha, I was living in Boulder, and I was on Pearl Street. It's Cate store, I think, and they made it for me, and this is how they made it for me. So I just was like, that looks easy enough. I'll start doing it like that. Now here's the thing about milk, and this is important about your skin. If you have skin issues, guys, if you have skin issues, if you have acne particularly, you may want to use a milk alternative, a cow milk alternative, not because we hate milk. I grew up on whole milk my entire life, but then also suffered from adult acne. But because our systems, when they're bogged down, when our livers are bogged down, when they're not performing the way that they should, and we started having it show up through our skin, then that can lend itself to inflammation. So because we know that milk can lead to inflammation, it's just a safer choice if you have skin issues to avoid it when possible. I'm not like the anti-milk person here, but cow's milk person here, but I'm just being really real with you. So now that we have this mixed together really well, now this is the part that is a little fancier, because I know some of you are going to have a frother like this, but the majority of you are probably not going to have a frother. Because I have a frother, I had one of those espresso machines in our store, so when we started working from home, I kept the frother inside of the house. So because I have it already here, I'm going to go ahead and use it. But if you don't have it, you might have to heat up your milk on the stove or in the microwave. So that's like kind of a little bit of an additional step. But if you do have a frother, or if you have one of those little fancy coffee makers that a lot of people have, you can just use it, and it's so easy. Now while I'm sitting here waiting for this to froth, I should tell you that you can easily do the same thing I'm doing right now, literally with pumpkin. If you have a can of pumpkin, you can use a little milk and a little organic pumpkin and honey, whisk it together, and pour some coffee into it with your pumpkin and your milk, and make a pumpkin latte. It would add a little vanilla, maybe a little cinnamon. It is truly that easy to make your drinks at home, especially once you have one of these guys. This is kind of like my miracle drink mixer here, because it makes it so easy. Anyway, so I should also say that I tried this monk fruit, and there is just literally no replacement for sugar. I'm just gonna be real with you. There's no replacement. Nothing is gonna taste like sugar. So if you go into buying these alternative sugars with the mindset that it's going to taste exactly like sugar or stevia, I'll show you what stevia looks like actually in its raw form. My friend Larissa gave this to me so I could try it, and this is actually the brand. If you want to zoom in on the brand. And this is what stevia should really look like. And honestly, in its natural form, it is the best tasting, but it's still, like, stevia just has a little bit of an aftertaste, whereas a lot of people say that like the monk fruit, especially mixed with something else, doesn't really have an aftertaste, but it's just not going to be like sugar. So just, what I'm saying is, lower your expectations, and you'll be a lot happier when it comes to alternative sugars. So here we go. I'm just mixing in my warm milk, whether you have a frother or not. And I just sit here because, I mean, I'm kind of just cheating a little bit. And I'm mixing as I go because I want a really good mix. But if you wanted to, you could also just stir it in really well. But literally, look how pretty that is. Look how pretty that is. And literally just mix it in, give it another good little mix. Sometimes I'll stop and I'll taste it to make sure it has enough sweetener, or the level of sweetener that I like. I'm gonna take this spoon and I'm just gonna give it a little stir again. But honestly, you can spend, like I said, $5 if you want. or more for drinks that aren't going to have as good ingredients as we just showed you here today. I'm using local honey, organic matcha, and some almond milk. So I definitely wanted to share that with you today. And Denise, like I said, this one's for you. But this drink is actually from Megan. Megan's gonna drink that drink.
Thank you, Gentry.
And one thing, not that I'm like the big drink maker here or anything to teach everybody how to make drinks, but because I make these every day, I think it's really important to rinse them out right when you get them, so because stuff can stick to it. So anyways, we're gonna cruise over here for a second. Megan's probably getting the best view right now.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to show you guys, I did a little demo yesterday, but this is literally my coffee butter for dark circles and puffiness. And it's funny because we're talking about green tea today, and Megan, smell this. It smells so good. Just smell it. Do sound effects.
It smells really good.
It smells just like coffee, but it's really thick. So whenever you take it out, this is mine by the way. Whenever you take it out, you just want to kind of emulsify it, right? You just want to rub it around. And you see when I rub it around, how it literally looks like butter, and it feels like butter. It feels so smooth and creamy on your fingers, and you don't even need that much. Look how much that was. I just took out a tiny, tiny bit. And so then what I like to do on clean skin, obviously I'm on my makeup, but I like to pat it, especially around these areas where you start to see those wrinkles. But you know, if you have dark circles or puffiness, make sure you come right here underneath the eyes, because you're really wanting that, you're wanting to restrict that blood wherever you have the blood pooling underneath your eyes. And caffeine is one of the #1 ways to do that. That's why I made this, to really target that pain point for you. So if that is something that you struggle with, then definitely check out this. It's on pre-sale right now on my website, gentryquinn.com. I also have an eye treatment coming out. Look how pretty this is. I'm gonna just smooth it on my hand, by the way. It's really nice and creamy. But I have a restorative PM eye cream that's coming out, which you will wear at night to help restore your eyes. And then this is definitely something you would want to wear during the day. Not that you can't wear it at night, but I just want you to get the full benefit. And like, if you're wearing it during the night, like to make your eyes look better, who cares? So it might, unless you're like staying up all night, if that's your thing. If you have a new boyfriend or whatever, then go ahead and rock this at night. Otherwise, I'm just being stupid. Otherwise, it's a great daytime treatment. Anyways, I really want to move on to this Clean Skin from Within. I ordered this book for myself because Dr. Cate, the spa doctor, was actually on my podcast this past week. Or actually, what am I talking about this past week? I edited the podcast this past week, and she is actually on. It airs tonight on my podcast. You can go to gentryquinn.com and you can listen to the full podcast. It's like 4:15 right now. I think it launches between 6:30 and 7:30 tonight Central Time. But I started reading through her book, and I'm like, this is definitely my new skincare Bible. Like, I just am really, really, really digging it. I love how she talks about how, you know, that's, you know, she has her own skincare line as well, just like I do, but she obviously has a different type of line and so many natural products. And she talks about, because she is a doctor, how, you know, what we put inside of our body affects our skin, which I really love. And one interesting thing that she said to me on the show was that she had originally written this literature for people to lose weight. And everyone was like, hey, after doing this 2-week, I'm gonna call it a cleansing diet. I don't know what else to call it, because when you're on like a really, you know, like a cleansing type of diet, you're really watching what you eat very strategically for a couple of weeks. So it is kind of cleansing, even though you're not going and doing some kind of radical detox where you don't actually eat food for several days. It's not like that at all. But long story short, she was saying it was a weight loss book, or written for weight loss, and people were like, oh my gosh, my skin looks awesome. So she went in and rewrote it, and now it's called Clean Skin from Within. It's literally a bestseller. You can pick this up on Amazon. like I did, or her website, I'm sure. But I just love the idea how she talks about each skin type and, you know, supplements. Some I've known about for years that I recommend to my clients. Some were, you know, eye-opening to me. I'm like, oh, I hadn't really thought about that before. And that was just really cool. So this kind of leads me into what's in this box right here. And I'm really excited because I just received my first test. It is a minerals test, so it will check for mineral deficiencies as well as heavy metals, which I think a lot of us have. And I know that some of you are in our Heal Together group, and if you are, like, thank you for joining us. It's really awesome to have a group of supportive, mostly women. We do have some guys in there, but mostly women who are just there just to support each other. Some days we just have an uplifting quote, and that's, you know, and everybody just needs to like hear a little positive message, and that's it. Other days I post, you know, some skincare tips, some skincare videos, and sometimes people will come in with a specific question, and myself being a skincare expert can come in and answer it. My friend Larissa frequents the group. She's an integrative health practitioner, also helping me with my integrative health test. And sometimes my friend Teresa comes in, and she is the queen of therapeutic modalities. She's a massage therapist. She's a doula. She's just awesome. But she's a healer, you know. So we have a lot of people that come in to support people there. So this part of doing this health test will also be featured in a documentary that we're making about health called Heal Together. So if you're not in that group in Heal Together already, just Google it. You do have to like request to join, but it's really easy, and we will accept you. So come in, and whenever I actually do this test, the reason it's still in this box is one, you need to wait a certain amount after you have your hair dyed, and I get my hair dyed. Oh man, why do I have to admit this on camera? Get my hair dyed, I'm kidding, every probably 6 weeks. So, you know, like my grays and stuff like that. So this test, you need to go a certain amount of weeks before you do the test. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm waiting, and also we'll probably go and film this in the presence of my friend Larissa, who's the integrative health practitioner, so that she can make sure that I actually do the test right, because you like have to cut off a chunk of your hair, I believe, with the lab and send it off. So we'll be filming that soon here this week, maybe next week. But I'll film it live and also post some stuff on YouTube, maybe some little behind the scenes clips of us actually doing the test, in case you out there are interested in getting some tests of your own. There are a lot more tests that I want to do, but I'm all of the mindset that you have to just start where you are. And so, you know, if you can only afford a certain test, then in my opinion, you know, like I said, start where you are. And just so you can get some more information, the more information you can get, they're like building blocks. You can put them all together and hopefully make some positive changes in your life. So I'm really excited. Hopefully, Megan's, you're excited about your matcha drink.
I am.
And hopefully you guys, if you want to pick up this Clean Skin From Within on Amazon, I definitely encourage you to do so. It's just so awesome. And I can't wait for you to, if you can't pick up the book, or if you just want a little intro into what the book is about. Dr. Cate, like I said, was on my podcast, so go to my website, or we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to a podcast, you can probably find it. It's called Beauty Aside. So go there tonight and check out her podcast. It's really, really, really helpful. We're talking about how to heal yourself from the inside out. Your skin being the main focus, because I know that's on the minds of everybody, because that's what we see every day now more than anything else. Your skin is what you see more than any outfit, right? How much are you spending on clothes right now? If I have to guess, probably not that much. But if you're on a Zoom call or whatever, you still have to show your face. Even if you go outside and wear your mask, you still have to show your face. And so your face is really a window. Dr. Cate actually calls it your magic mirror. But I just believe it's a really window into what else is going on. That's why whenever I have someone come to me and they need something done with their skin, They maybe have an issue, like someone just said, I have milia, you know, what do I do? Or I'm having mask knee, or having really severe breakouts, the masks aren't helping, or having some type of, you know, hyperpigmentation that they want to work to resolve. Whatever the case is, I always encourage them to, you know, consider these things that we've talked about today. So hopefully this is helpful. Did I miss anything?
Got everything.
Megan, do you have any questions?
You answered everything.
Here with me. Megan, do you have any questions about what we talked about today?
All sounds good.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions for me, I know today we went a little like kind of all over the place, but I just kind of had a lot to say. I guess this is my catch-up day. Show them over there all of the scrubs we made that are getting ready to go out. So we're really excited about that. We have tons of gifts for the holidays. You know, I mentioned this that's on pre-sale now, the eye butter, but we have wonderful scrubs that are really great for, a lot of people don't know this, for cleansing, exfoliating, and moisturizing your skin. So, like, I'm just gonna, I'll come over here. So, I do have scents. If you go to my website, you can see the scents that we have. We have 6 signature scents, but this is what it looks like. It's a unisex gift. Women love, love, love it, especially right now when our skin is so freaking dry. It's really nice to have one product. You're in the shower or the bath, you exfoliate your skin, you're cleansing it, so you don't need a separate cleanser. You come out, your skin is nice and moist. And so it's just kind of like an all-in-one little beauty secret for your body that's really nice. So we have gifts like that. You can couple it with our whipped body butter, which is really luxurious. I have one over here. I'm gonna grab it. And the best part about these whipped body butters is that literally they smell like chocolate, and that's their natural scent. So we're not using any fragrances in here unless you request a specific like phthalate-free essential oil or fragrance that we use or can use. We'll do that for you. Otherwise, there's no fragrances. There's nothing bad. These truly are natural scrubs and butters. So if you have people with sensitivities, usually these are a really great option. Plus it's sugar, so it doesn't sting or burn your skin the way that salt can. Even though I love salt, kind of can burn. So we have some gift sets like that on our website as well. And also just look, can I just say, it's like my birthday all week. I got these flowers from Megan today, and they're so super gorgeous. And I also woke up to these flowers from a friend of mine, Shay, which I was just like, wow, it's been such an emotional week. What a nice way to wake up and then to have someone come bring you more flowers. I feel like I should be waving right now to someone. But wherever you are, I hope that you are having a beautiful day. I'm always here regardless of what skincare products you're using or what questions you have. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is that I'm here to serve you and where you are right now in your needs. So don't forget to join us in our Heal group. It's just called Heal Together on Facebook. And until next time, Alex just got home, so Minnie's about to go crazy. So I'm going to say ciao for now.